Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Gemini October 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a deck that was very generously given to me by someone. Did you know that apparently tarot decks, and I think it could be something in this, do you know, they work better if they have been gifted to you. All my decks have been provided to me by other people. I'm grateful and happy to say I've been very lucky. But this deck's called Mystical Moments. Would no doubt know that I provide clairvoyant readings for people all over the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you are interested in seeing what's involved in that, just check out the information that's in the description below. Now, I charge for those. I have to. I've got expenses. But what I do not charge for is another spiritual gift that I was provided with at birth, and that is the gift of healing, which I've been doing for decades now. Now, that is provided for free. Now, you might say, oh, well, if it's free, it's obviously not any good or it doesn't work. Nothing could be further from the truth. The fact is that it is provided to me expressly, number one, that I use it. Number two, if people ask for it, I'm to give it to them. And number three, I am to receive nothing in return for it. The healing comes through me and not from me, as you would understand. That can be done over FaceTime and Skype from any place in the world as well, without charge. So if this speaks to you, and you'll know it if it does, then don't be shy, just reach out to me, because I always set time aside each day to do healings. Now, there are no video advertisements in this content, so you won't be distracted by that and you get to enjoy the experience the whole way through. And we are going to take 5 cards because I'm pretty sure that these are going to be very talkative, so show me the magic. King of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. A couple of people in your life so far. The Hanged Man. Interesting. Great. There's the King of Cups. A lot of people around. And finally, what is there here? The Page of Pentacles. King, Queen, King, Page, and Hanged Man. Look, I'll bring the camera around, shall I, so you and I can both look at the artwork on these cards while the energy swirls around us, and I'll do the reading for you. Ooh, a very powerful energy from this Hanged Man, and it seems to be sitting very well with this. You have a great explosion of attraction. Things are definitely turning around for you, and success is here. Maybe somebody interesting in your life, in a way which may or may not be good. We shall see in just a moment. I want to look at this first image here, which is sitting right in the center of your spread and clearly has something to say. Now, if you look at the painting here, it's really quite straightforward. There's a young woman hanging upside down. There's plenty of, look, in a seemingly dangerous or restricted position. No doubt she feels restriction, and perhaps I would say this is really a question of you feeling and having a fear of your limitations in a way. But there's plenty of life. These birds in this tree, and this is the bit that gets me most of all here in this picture, is that her foot is tied to a zipper and it is being unzipped, this thing, and there is blue sky ahead. So what might we make of this? Very important for you. There is something which is congealed, stuck. I think there's the end of a situation or relationship which is stuck because you're making your mind up about something. You're living an authentic life. You're letting go, giving up something, surrendering, and you are starting to see yourself in particular in a new way. and seeing the necessity of breaking through old patterns of thought. It's almost as if there's a spiritual advancement here, but it's as if you are going through a changing almost from a caterpillar to a butterfly here. Now, this woman here, it seems that any new idea, every new impulse, she ignores it or resists it. And it looks like all of her efforts are doomed to failure. But again, this is not the case because this is zipping forward. Because what is in this seemingly, maybe for you, sense of, I don't know, a temporary hopelessness? Look, wonders can and do occur. And I think the point has come at which you can no longer avoid seeing naked realities. There's nothing left but to face up to them and let go. And in that process, I think what will be happening is that you will be breaking through stiff, stagnant patterns, clearing away all the old trash and surrendering to your higher self. Now, when you bow willingly to the cosmic order of, I'll call it the universe, and you are able to become one with it, not my will, but thy will be done, for thy will is also mine, then the great reward for the deep surrender to the whole is almost like a 180-degree turn for you. The world will be seen from a new perspective. Now, you will be taking stock of your situation, and you might, for example, consider, how would your life be different if you stopped allowing other people to dilute or poison your day with their words or opinions? Let today be the day you stand strong in the truth of your beauty and your journey through your day without attachment to the validation of others. Because, there will always be somebody willing to hurt you, to put you down, to gossip about you, to belittle your accomplishments and judge your soul. I mean, that's a fact, I think, that we all must face. However, if you realize that being itself, and you could put whatever other name on that you want, is actually like a best friend that stands behind you when others are throwing stones, you won't ever be afraid, you won't ever feel worthless, and you'll never feel alone. Now, the planet that I have associated with this energy is that of Neptune, often known as the watery planet. Well, this energy here implies, with the appearance of Neptune for me, that the emotions are like water and they should flow. And I think that you can have the chance to fix up something now where a situation went wrong. You have the opportunity to put things right, almost like she is bringing light down onto the earth here. You can have a forgiveness, a redemption. There's the possibility for the repair of a situation because this watery nature of Neptune around. The repair of a situation that's related to an emotional event. Arguments, thoughtless words, or anything that you've done wrong that offends your conscience spiritually. I think it's also a time for you to lose emotional ties to guilt from past events. The thing about getting into the situation where you can fix things up is that, look, very often it is just as simple as saying sorry, and do it sooner rather than later. Sorry. Well, sorry means that you feel the pulse of other people's pain as well as your own. And saying it means that you take a share of it. You take a share of their pain. And so it binds you together. Now, sorry is a lot of things. It's a hole which has been refilled, a debt that is repaid. Sorry is the wake of the speedboat of misdeeds. It's the crippling ripple of consequence. Sorry is sadness, just as knowing is sometimes sadness. Sorry is sometimes self-pity, but never have self-pity, because self-pity is the suicide of the soul. But sorry really is not about you. It's about the other persons to take or to leave. Now, sorry means that you leave yourself open to embrace or to ridicule or even to revenge. Sorry is a question that begs forgiveness, because the beat of a good heart will not settle until things are set right and true. Now, of course, sorry doesn't ever take things back, but it does push things forward. It bridges that gap. Sorry is a sacrament. It's an offering. It's a gift. So perhaps have a think about where in your life things might be stuck for you, because you can, just by realizing it and perceiving it, perceiving your reality clearly, makes changes possible for you. And say to yourself, I value breaking ineffective, useless old patterns. I trust and have deep faith in the essence of who I am. I surrender to the higher path and God's will. I let go and realize, follow and accept the will of the divine in my life, which reveals itself to me step by step. Now, what did I say was connected, I think, with that? I think it's this. And it is, this little girl is sitting here with a watering can on her back, standing on a tree with a flower what is that sort of a flower? Ladies, you might tell me, is that a peony? I don't know, but it does show purity, strength, and life and renewal. I think the people around you, in addition to this, is a great Gemini card, incidentally, this energy, but Aries and Taurus might also be important to you. She is the princess of the echoing hills, the rose of the palace of the earth. A lot of renewal now here for you, a lot of harmony. You may hear of pregnancy. It's a very fertile card, this. You will be beautiful and strong and pregnant with life, generous, kind, and benevolent. She is, in a sense, the mother of a new identity, a new idea, or a new concept that's here in your life. And she is representing in your life now that highest form of light. She's the bearer of this light. Now, as earth and earth, she's bringing this light. Esoterically, as a page, she's earth, and she's in a suit of earth. She's bringing that light from being itself back down to earth. Now, these plants here and this tree itself, well, and the ground, obviously, in which they are rooted, they represent the unifying of spirit with matter. Now, there's a new birth here, and that light is being brought to earth. Now, the energy of the cosmos will become visible through your life and deeds. And what you do, it has the ability to impregnate everything around it, your life and you, with a divine quality. I think what you'll now be doing is following your will or true purpose in life. And this is really also about you getting in touch with that most important aspect of yourself and protecting it. A lot of marriage and parenthood around here. You'll have a great degree of empathy for other people as well. Now, this is also saying to me that as long as you look for someone else to validate who you are by seeking their approval, you are just setting yourself up for disaster. You have to be whole and complete in yourself. Nobody can give you that. You have to know who you are. What others say is just not relevant. You must believe in yourself. Now, when you were little, like this little girl's beautiful, and so are you. And also, this is also saying to believe in yourself and have faith in your abilities. Because without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you just can't be successful or happy. And say, because something beautiful is now entering into your life, say that I am now ready for the new beauty entering into my life. Now, let's have a look at this Queen of Wands, because I'm sure she's got something to say to you as well. Very attractive you will be, as a matter of fact, in the way that this sunflower is attracting everything around it to this lady here. I think Aries and Pisces might be important to you. Now, she is, as a queen of water and in fire, there may be some conflicts going on within you. You'll have an immense capacity for friendship and for love, but it's as if you were going to put up a filter and just let through those people who meet the requirements of that filter. Now, in some respect, some people might think that there is a degree of, dare I say it, vanity about you at this time, or a sense of snobbery, perhaps. But you are now mastering self-knowledge. You've looked deep into your own nature, I think, as has been happening here, and this is leading you to a transformation of your being, you know. Now, she is the fire queen, and she's unifying water and fire, unifying intuitive recognition and emotional involvement. But you might find that you could brood about a few things, come to the wrong decision as a result of that brooding, and, dare I say it, possibly react with savagery. You might be quick to take offense at things at this time and want to harbor revenge without a good cause, incidentally. But I suspect that you have become a new person as a result of going through this process, and your intellectual clarity and expanded perception will still bear the thorns of the previous life, a reminder of suffering or even a humiliation which preceded your transformation. Your consciousness, in a sense, will be turned inward, and your presence is going to radiate inner peace. You're going to be very attractive to other people. Very, very magnetic, sexually attractive. Look, you've worked hard on yourself and made progress. It's time to learn how to share things with others. Let your self-realization be expressed in your daily life. How can you share what you have found for yourself? I do think here that there is also the reality that you have gone through the process of self-discovery and you have remembered your power. And you have got to where you are by resolving difficulties in the past, and now you are a stronger character. So it's the time to express your natural power and beauty and move on from the past, because I think that you now know what you want. You'll have an active life, and you will be creating a very powerful first impression on people. Say to yourself, I am a radiant being filled with light and love. Now I thought I might have a look next at what? I like this. It's got ships in it, which I enjoy. And let's have a look. Well, here the king, esoterically he's fire, and in the suit of cups, of course, that's water. And so you would expect some turmoil, as we saw with you in this Queen of Wands. She was like the reverse side of the coin. And this turmoil is expressed by the sea, which seems to be off-center and rough. And there's a sea in there which has got huge fish in it, which is talking about great power being associated with this person. But they're attempting to keep their life stable, because the ship is stable even on those rough seas. This could be a man or it could be a woman. There may be something to say here for you. I think a lot of it's to do with somebody else who tries to do the best thing, I suppose, but it's just the way they are that makes them so infuriating sometimes. And I'm getting around here Pisces and Aquarius. I think, though, for you, you will have a great capacity for giving, and you will be reaching higher emotional planes, really, at this time. I think that there are uplifting emotional relationships and a good level of exchange and mutual understanding, a great creative ability to give expression to your now deep emotions. And you will be able to provide to people gifts, and those gifts are the expressions of your trying to make more and more perfect forms of emotional interchange. But with this other person, which could be a man or a woman as a court card, I think that this is somebody who has problems with commitment. Someone who's good enough to be around, but doesn't take the lead on things, is a bit of a follower rather than a leader. This is someone who is just totally attracted to excitement, and they're capable of having almost an unsustainable enthusiasm for a particular subject or a person or band. They're quite sensitive, I think, but they're shallow. Now, it's the type of person who, sadly, I think, if you look at their past, then it's been a very rocky affair. They've had difficulty in holding down jobs, holding down relationships. I won't call it an unbroken record of failure, but you get the idea. But with this king and fire and water, they conflict, obviously. There could be with this person, I'm just looking at the face here, could be mental civil wars going on there, which may well play out in abusing stimulants, alcohol. I do have the feeling that there may possibly be an underlying mental illness like ADHD or bipolar or a little bit of schizoaffective, whatever they call that thing. Now, the person also for you, and I'm pretty sure that this is not you, I think that best they can be generous, supportive, and tender. But this is someone who I don't think is actually going to be They're not in your life for long periods of time. They can come in, they can go out. They can go in, they can go out, or they can be there for a while and you'll never see them again. I will say this though, and the lesbian and gay audience, please make the necessary adjustment, but they love the opposite sex. They are just like the opposite sex are like moths and they are the flame, because the opposite sex also loves them, you see. This is a person who's ruled by emotions, not in a good way, but in a way which is over-emotional, almost annoyingly so, sometimes dangerously so, in a way you might think, in a way that gives you fear. They're not very practical and they try to get out of responsibilities. They're very insecure, needing reassurances all the time. And they're unreliable, very, very emotional, and actually just shallow and fickle. Now, this other card here, which I'll deal with quickly, does have a lot to say to you, about you, as I see it here, looking up, getting this vibe of it. Okay, business, success, coins, money, stag, stability. Well, that really sums it up. Now, I do get a lot of Virgo around here, a lot of Leo around here. This is really the picture of health and material abundance. It's sort of harvest time in a way where you can now go out into the fields and find that the grain is ripe, and you can reap what you have previously sown and worked on. You might find, though, for you, you are an exceedingly complex character at this time. And I mean that in a good way. A lot of romantic imagination, great ambition. But the challenge for you is to put your ideas into action and not be involved in just idle dreaming, if I can put it that way. You will, however, be patient, very clever, hard worker, and you are going to reap rewards. Actually, when I say a good worker, you'll find that it is your work ethic that's getting you through at the present time. It's not the time to create any intellectual revolutions, so use what you know works already just for this month. And I think you could be very focused on work without taking much interest in anything else. But now is the time to put your work in the service of some kind. I think the tasks before you enlarge and demand the use of all of your powers, but you'll do it and you will be rewarded. Now, whenever things might seem too much trouble for you, concentrate on the positive results of your actions and what will come. And say this, that with every task that comes my way, comes also the energy needed to accomplish it. What a great set of cards for you. Made it so much better for you being here. Well, you did a great job there. Well done. And didn't I say the art was fantastic? Now, unless I see you privately, either for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you again here next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.